Thank you for that wonderful welcome, sir. I request the event chairman for the webinar, Rotarian CL Mohan Narayanan, Zonal Chairman, Youth Career Guidance, to set the context for the meeting.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Mr. Naveen. Good evening, Rotarian President, Mr. Simon. It's a great pleasure to have you all here. See, the objective behind this series of webinars is to create an awareness among the students, especially the younger ones, the school children who are part of the Interact clubs, the college students who are part of the Rotaract clubs, and their friends, whoever they are in the first circle of their friends. That is the objective. So any career for anyone to plan a career, they need to understand what the options are. So this series of webinars will create an awareness about the various careers opportunities that are available to the students in these present times, how disruptive the world has become, how the opportunities are changing, how the industries are changing, how the recruitment styles in the companies have changed over the years. So as part of this series, we thought it would be appropriate to have a seminar, a webinar rather, which would focus on entrepreneurship also. When we thought of that, we thought we should look at educating the students on how to launch a startup, because that's the in thing now. So there are many misconceptions about what a startup is, and we had to find a person who understands this ecosystem very well to come and educate our students here. That was the objective. And in terms of the deliverables from the webinar, I would like to say at the end of the program, you should understand how the process of starting the startups has changed, transformed over the years, how easy it is to launch a startup with ideas that can solve the problems in the society, how business friendly are the policies in India now, what are incubators, what are accelerators, how to get venture capital funding, how to find suitable co-founders, mentors, and how to identify good ideas. So these are the few things that would be there. And the speaker today has a phenomenal background in this space. Many of you might have heard, there will be a proper introduction. In the meanwhile, let me set while setting the context, it is only appropriate that I talk about him. Deshpande Foundation has done some phenomenal work in this space, and Naveen was the first employee of Deshpande Foundation in India, and he is part of the team that developed this sandbox model. He'll talk more about what a sandbox model is, and he's helped many startups to be founded to solve the societal problems. That's his biggest advantage. And most important thing, most interesting thing is his mission is to help at least many students, at least in 400 cities. He wants to help them to launch a startup rather. So that's the background. Having said the background, I hand it over to Harita.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for that engaging contextual overview. I now call upon Rotarian Unnikrishnan to introduce the speaker of the day, Mr. Naveen Jha, founder Gurukul Chevening Fellow and Sandbox Startups, the speaker for today.
Good evening to all. My present task is today to introduce the chief guest of the day. The chief guest is none other than the kingpin of startups in India, whom I am very much pleased to introduce, who is a passionate believer in the power of entrepreneurship and innovation in solving problems and bringing about a positive change in the society. He aspired to be one of the leaders who prefer walking the talk and believe that delivering impact is the only measure of success. He was the first full-time staff of the Deshpande Foundation in India, which has more than 700 people and growing very rapidly. He leads the foundation's strategic planning, making evaluation, new experimentation, and advocacy efforts for a wide range process issues and partner organizations. Over the years, the foundation has touched thousands of lives through its unique sandbox model, which Mohan Naran has already indicated, of intervention in skill and education, entrepreneurship, leadership development, sustainable agriculture, health and nutrition. He is the co-founder and the second president of the Thai Hebali chapter, is known as Hubli earlier. He was a member of the Karnataka Knowledge Commission and service on the board of several profit and non-profit organizations. He is the person who is our chief guest today. He is Mr. Naveen Jha. The floor is yours, sir. Thank you.
Shall I start?
Yes, Naveen, the floor is yours.
Yes. Thank you, Mohan. Thanks, Uni Krishnan ji, for so generous introduction. Though I told Mohan that it should not be more than 30 seconds. But thank you all for hearing me today. I'm very delighted. As I share with the Mohan, I always believe that for the next stream of entrepreneur, India need a more India is more relying on the second tier and third tier city. And the next wave of entrepreneurs, which is really going to impact the India, is going to come from the towns like Hubli, Coimbatore, and various other 400 cities which Mohan has talked. Why I'm saying so? Because that has some merit. I always say in the entrepreneurship, there's two kind of category. One is whether you are making the vitamins or you are making Desperine. And Desperine basically really solving your headache, and vitamins for your well-being, better health. If you see that first tier cities, the new ideas are coming. Those are all wonderful ideas, good idea. Like as Mohan talked, the coming unicorns, we are seeing it. They are solving one kind of problem, but there another set of problem lies in the smaller town, rural areas, and the numbers are so big that there's a huge opportunity to build the different business models in that category. So I really believe that if we are able to make the product and services in that geography, I think we were right now, most of the entrepreneurs are serving the top 1 billion population. And the next 6 billion population are still untapped by entrepreneurs. So I see the next surge of entrepreneurship can be developed at that level, where the 6 billion people, understanding them, what is their problem, what is the opportunity, what is their paying capabilities, and how to price it, etc., can be a unique proposition for India, where the Western models are quite different. Like if you see the Silicon Valley, Boston, Route 128, or Golden Triangle in the UK and other places, their model is deep science, fail fast, fail early kind of thought process, where if you're building the product and services for the bottom 6 billion people, you need a different kind of model. And that's where I believe that India can champion, and India can really show the world that may not be unicorn, but we can create a lot of zebras. There are few unicorns, but there are thousands of zebra can really revolutionize the whole entrepreneurship. And several times I say that it will also democratize the whole entrepreneurship, what we are talking nowadays. So I personally believe that we need a lot more enabling ecosystems at these places. I'm sure Rotary, Thai, Chamber of Commerce, or engineering college incubators can really play a role to kind of build those ecosystems. And I also personally believe that it's a very tough for any entrepreneur in absence of ecosystem to survive. So ecosystem play a huge role, whether it's a mentor, whether it's a technical help, financial help, one can be vendor to someone, or bring new kind of innovation, incremental innovation in the process. So you need a thriving ecosystem at each places. And several of you may have also heard that how location play a very, very important and critical role for any entrepreneurs. So I personally believe that how we can build up little microcosm in these cities and little open to the ideas. Like as an Indian, we are very tough on entrepreneurs because we have very strong yardstick of success and failure. And I always believe that each failure is a stepping stone for the next success. So we should be can build a little open environment for our young star and really kind of have an attitude where it's okay to not to be able to click in one business or another one, because they have really learned how to run the business. That's more important. Like if they alternatively choose to the job, which has a different kind of scenario, but an entrepreneur who has even worked for 1 and 2 years and unfortunately unable to make it, but the whole learning is so super. It can really be useful for the existing businesses. If you see the what kind of all the big company, what kind of people are hiring, they love the kind of entrepreneur who are unable to kind of kick their enterprise. So I would say that as a whole country, in general, we have to embrace. It's good to try, good to experiment. Nothing much happen if it didn't click. We don't need to attach too much stigma, and we have to encourage. Okay, you didn't click once. Okay, let's try again. Let's try again, and build a whole culture of experimentation and innovation. And I'm sure because you all have, most of you have run the successful businesses, etc. You know that it is not a one-day success. Is everyday success evolves, and business model keep changing. And I'm sure COVID and financial stress, these kind of shocks help us to define and redefine the priorities and really see the resilience of the business model. So and these kind of things will keep coming. Like if we see every 5 years, 6 years, we see these kind of shocks coming to economy, but the resilient entrepreneurs or their positivity always kind of bring them to upfront to solve the problem. So some of the thought process, like I work with more than I think 200 entrepreneurial people so far in last my 15 to 20 year of journey, and I'm still learning. So you don't need to take. We all are learning and understanding the whole gamut. So if you see the whole life process, always there is always, like if you say, am I entrepreneur? Do I have entrepreneurial abilities? I really, it's always you will have everyday self-doubt. There's no issue, and it's absolutely fine. And every day when we start the business, we do it. We have always questioned, are we on the right track or something we can tweak it, something we can do it. So entrepreneurs have that kind of thought process where they keep learning from the whole surroundings and keep building it. Those people fail to learn. I think it's very hard for them to move ahead because situations are always dynamic, locations, businesses, because if anyone is saying that there is no competition in the business, it's very hard to believe. Either we don't know or there's some part, some corner, someone is building something. So is always kind of have a constant, it is same like if you see the example of duck swimming on the water. If you see on the top, it looks very calm, composed, but the moment you see under the water, it's like a paddling, like God knows what is happening. So entrepreneur, if you say they look very calm, composed, but underneath a lot of things are going on, which is in control, not in control, etc. And then second thing, I also say that don't wait for when everything is perfect. Like you will never get to the level where everything is in perfect shape. And a similar example, like if I think that I will only take my car when all the signals will be green, then only I will take a car. I will never able to take my car outside. There will always be red light, yellow light, green light in when we are moving along. So as an entrepreneur, we are always ready for red light, yellow light, green light, or even nowadays potholes on the road to have a bumpy ride also. So that's how entrepreneurial generate. Nothing to glamorize it, because a lot of people glamorize the whole process. Oh, it's become $1 billion, it's a unicorn, etc., etc. But even if you are reached to the unicorn labor, it's the same story. So dynamic. Every time you're making the call, judgment, team issues, co-founder issues, raising money, and every day you are having a very, very keen eye on sales numbers. Like if you see the entrepreneurs, sales flow in their everyday life routine work. So these are very, very core to any entrepreneur or even any business person who is running the business. They have to continuously, first you have to sell your idea to yourself, then you have to convince your family to believe in you, then you have to sell your co-founders, you have to sell the same idea to your team, then you have to sell similar idea to your customers. So it's kind of, I believe that you are like a typical sales guy who is selling every time to yourself, to your whole surrounding. And always I see in the similar kind of thought, like if you meet any entrepreneurs, whatever conversation you have, after 2 minutes they will reach to their product and company and share what is the good thing is happening and what are the opportunity, how they can change the world. And I personally see that they are like a born optimistic. They kind of see how to navigate the whole thing. And of course, business up and downs keep coming, and that's a part of the life. And no one can guarantee that, okay, things will go this way or that way. So I kind of give a very, very simple analogy. It's an evolving field. Business model will evolve. It's good to have a co-founder because it's become a shared journey. But then also get ready for the dynamics of co-founding team that also come to the place when we are kind of dealing any business idea. And sometime you have to kind of make a judgment call. Sometimes it's good to have all, sometimes it's good to cut loose it, because we've seen the several companies where people have a different motivation why they join. Several company or startup, you see that they have a different kind of idea, purpose, vision, mission, and that help everyone to get along and work it. Sometimes it's just the 1 and 2 crazy people. They have so much belief in that idea that they just say that we just want to work on it. And of course, I'm sure several of you may have a question, even if an idea, from where the money will come, and how to get a first customer, how to get a second customer, and how you can satisfy your first customer. They say, wow, we love the product. And those are the general journey in everyone's life happen. And if you don't make too much money, that's a one kind of scenario. If you make it too much money, then the another kind of scenarios. So the whole startup, we live in that. But I would like to iterate that at this point of time in India, that's the best time for entrepreneur, because the greater recognition from the all walk of life, either it's a government policy through state or central government, and southern states are a little far ahead than the northern states in that process. But it's a greater recognition. Like if imagine 10 years back or 15 years back, if you went to your parents, say, I want to start any business, they say, okay, relax, go and find some job and do it. But nowadays, things are slightly different. People are open. Like several of my friends, even in the age of 55, 60, they're thinking new idea, how I can kind of launch a different program or different company or new things. So is right now the whole culture and the thought process behind the startup has changed a lot in the country in the last 10 years. So I think that either it's for younger generation or people who have worked 10, 15 year industry, or even whatever. Like if recently Ashok Soota has launched the Happy Mind IPO, is amazing. At the age of 70, he had a very successful, though we say COVID, etc., but a very successful IPO response. So it's amazing to see that it doesn't matter if you are exciting soul and you found something interesting to work at the age of 70. That's his successful in his leadership second IPO, but like Wipro also, he has taken it. So you can say 3 IPOs in his life, which is a very rare kind of situation. And also in the time when most of the companies are under stress, how to make things happen. So what I believe that's the best time in India to think about entrepreneurship. And the same way, a lot of ecosystem is also getting built. And the business model is also evolving. Like earlier, we were, whatever the conservative thumb of rule that, okay, you should always have a cash surplus, etc. But nowadays, business model, even if you're 70, 80%, you're able to manage, it's good to move. You don't need to burn. You don't need to think that, oh, I'm not doing well. You can keep rotated, wait for that when you get a cash flow positive or you make a good enough revenue. Even if there's a different business model for 10% revenue, 20%, 30%, or something, whatever you have out of the world, you can go 2-3 times. So different business model, different space, and various support systems are kind of evolving in our country. And I especially believe that places like Coimbatore, etc., can show the new wave of entrepreneurship to country with the unique ideas. Like I can quote several of the very, very interesting business model which we have developed in last 10 years in Hubli. And I was privileged enough to be part of that journey and learn through that dynamics. We can take a question if we have anything specific.
Yeah. See, there are a few concepts that I would like to share. You have to correct me if I'm wrong. I've always been under the impression that startups are usually started on a shoestring budget with funds from friends and families. Is that right?
Yeah, that's the best way to start.
Okay. So another thing is, having started, startups are in desperate need for funds to fine tune that, scale it up. Is that right?
Yeah. You because their growth is very fast, so they need a lot of resources and energy to consume.
Okay. So now, having said this, now how do these accelerators and incubators help? Do they help in getting the funds, or a parallel question, a similar question would be, what are these? What is angel funding? What is seed funding? And is a loan from a bank, can that be considered as some kind of funding, or that's not counted as an investment from? How do you handle that? I mean, how do you define that?
Thanks, Mohan. I think it's a very pertinent question, and most of the entrepreneurs have, whether they say or not, that's always the things they are top of their agenda and mind. You rightly said, like, whatever philosophy of entrepreneurship, etc., we talk, but at the end of the day, we need resources, either time, money, people, to make anything happen. So nowadays, we see that we have a lot of incubation space and the accelerator, which prepare you for no one can guarantee anything to anyone. Take it that as a final line, but they all prepare you based on the kind of past experience. They can help you to get connected with a different mentor. They can help you to get connected with whatever their group of angel investor or seed or VC or growth stage VC or PE later on. Some people can take you to the IPO. It's a different layer of the people come. So I always say that in the beginning, it's always good if you have your own little resource, friends and family, and some well-wisher angel. Angel is always people who have no kind of clue in the beginning that whether these things will happen or not. So angel always invest in the people, not on idea. But they have some base, just to correct, they have some idea that it's making sense. But in the beginning, no one knows how much it will make and what will be the volume, etc. So that's why we say they are the angels. They believe in you, basically the entrepreneur or group of the people, and they just bet on them. And that's why it's a very risky capital, but they also get a maximum share in proposition. You see that. Then the second layer of the people come in the seed capital level, where things are little settled. There's some sense of idea and in progress, where the product and services are happening, some initial customer feedback, etc., is already into the loop. Then the seed, and also it is linked with the volume also. Like if you say the typical seed round, we say 100 to 200K kind of dollar investment, like 50 to 60 lakh rupees of investment, if it is a tech or some sizable business we are saying. And then you have a series A, where things are pretty much set and your initial revenues are following up. Then you may get people who go for series B or C, basically the growth level funding, where you have already 10 to 20 CR revenue is coming, and you need a further nudge to grow it. So different stage of life, you will get a different people. But having all said that, anyone is investing, basically trusting you and your idea, and also they want to make money in the process. And in that process, they will also share your equity. So how much you want to lose at what valuation, that also the part of negotiation. And the bank is always like, if you really believe you have a very good idea, loan is always good, because then you don't need to lose your ownership, basically. So the debt is one form of capital, which is, but in India, it's very hard to get loan from bank if you don't have a collateral, your track record, etc., etc. So a bank, even the regular business, you have to pledge everything in order to get money. So in India, still it's not only in India, even across the world also, in the US, etc. Also, a bank is kind of pretty much hesitant to invest to the startup. So if you're very lucky, if you can get because right now in India, either State Bank of India, other government banks are opening up for the various startups under MSME scheme, etc. But I think there's a good form of capital. Debt is also quite a good form of capital. We shouldn't be hesitant to take it, because it intact your ownership and control on the company. But if anyone is funding you either angel, seed, or series A, B, C round, means they really believe in your product, your idea, your revenue stream, and they are totally bought to your story. That's why they are parting. But one thing is pretty clear: they have invested, they want to maximize their investment, and they want to exit in the game. So when series C or D come, typically angel or seed people try to exit from the company. So that's a continuous process in any company.
All right. So is there, there's a lot of noise being made about the Startup India setup and the support that the government is giving. How different is it from earlier days? Is it more business friendly? Is it easier to start the businesses now? How does it work?
I think comparatively, if you see, we had past 10, 15 years, either from UPA government or NDA government, they have really kind of invested in this whole ecosystem, like a Department of Science and Technology. They set up a business, TBI, technology business incubators. State governments are putting a lot of money in it. So these all investment have resulted some kind of good ecosystem where you can get some space, help of some equipments, team member. Even some of the incubators are also investing also. So because they see you day and night how you are working. So their confidence level are slightly better than the people who only come to invest and you show some very jazzy PPT and good communication, etc., etc. But the people in incubation, they really see you and how you kind of working, slogging on your ideas and making things happen. So their confidence level are very high. And also in India, I think last 10, 15 years, the quality of incubation manager and the quality of incubation ecosystem has really matured. A lot of people from existing IT companies, etc., are mentoring, or even the service sector or manufacturing. They are more than happy to kind of mentor, get engaged in various form with the startup. So that really helped. And I personally believe that startup and entrepreneur should always should be in the business of asking whether you need a money, you need an idea, you need a contact, you need a relationship. Be shameless. Don't get hesitant, and these ecosystem places can give you, because otherwise you don't know whom to ask, where you should go. Like if you're sitting in Hubli, where you should go, whom you should ask. So I think these places is becoming the meeting mind kind of places for entrepreneurs, and where you can be totally shameless because you're not the only one who is asking. There are other 10 people are asking at the same time at the same place, and your journey and their journey comes together. So you find a lot of synergy and a lot of belongingness in the whole process. And very surprising if you see that Bangalore, if you go any cafe in Hyderabad, Bangalore, a lot of young people are talking some ideas. So the whole experience, energy. But if you go 10 years back, you will hardly find, you will see more business people who wants to deal with some contract, those kind of conversation. Right now, if you go those cafe, oh, I want to start something this, I have this idea, etc. So whole nature of conversation is so much different, and it's very infectious. I really love listening those conversation. It's definitely, it has changed a lot.
You did mention about this exciting things happening in the cafes and the pubs and the bars in the Bangalore city. How do we bring in such an ambience in a small town like Coimbatore, where we don't have the pubs and bars?
I only talk about the cafe. But I think there is more how we can build up an open culture where people, space is just a space, but how we can have a lot of open spaces, either from our home to company to coffee places, tea places, eating places, where people are excited to share their idea. And whoever they are sharing, they should feel that no one is going to shoot them down. So just opening the culture, just giving the proper ear, and everyone knows that at the end, you have to solve your own problem. No one is going to solve another. But the kind of culture environment we build up, a lot of people are sharing their ideas. A lot of people are kind of communicating, learning, understanding. So the whole energy transform. Like if you go, I'm sure you, some of you may have gone to Silicon Valley. If you meet anyone, someone has some ideas, and no one is afraid of anything. And also Silicon Valley say that if you have an idea, you share with someone, and you haven't worked in next 2 week or 3 weeks, forget it, someone would have already implemented. So the kind of power of place you can build it. And I'm sure that Coimbatore is also a very thriving place where you have a good engineering, medical, educated people, businesses. It's kind of very vibrant ecosystem, you have it. But how we can create a culture, either Rotary can take a lead, or TIE, or Chamber of Commerce, or FICCI, or even engineering college, or group of, like I in Hubli 6-7 years back, several of the cafe which is opening, I said, why don't you set up a startup corner? And it's only reserved for that. And you can give a 1 coffee free with a 1 coffee, or something you can do it. So it can excite the people. So the whole open culture, and it really helped to the changing the whole thought process of the generation in that particular location.
You did mention that you worked with close to 200 entrepreneurial teams, or typically startups. We see that most of the time, the startup founders have to make a pitch, chase the investors, and get the funds. In your experience, have you seen investors go after any business idea? I mean, they were so enamored by the business idea, and they went chasing the business, the founders.
Oh yeah. Investor also do chase the entrepreneur, because that's what their business. How much they can find out the good entrepreneur, good business idea, and how early on they can get into the bogey, so they can better negotiate the shareholding, valuation, etc. So is in India now, we are at the stage where the investment ecosystem has also got quite mature. So I think it's a both way. Of course, entrepreneurs is a seeker, so they have to always, they keep looking, but at the same time, We see that in Hubli, we have regularly every 3 months, we invite a lot of investors to listen to ideas, help them pitch, kind of understand what they are looking, so it's both are looking something. So if they can come together and explain what they're looking for, and then possible engagement can be facilitated by them. But you're right, both are looking for the good ideas. The investors are looking good idea, good team, actually good team and good ideas. And entrepreneurs are also looking the strategic investor who not only can invest, but also can help them to more businesses, open up the new geography. And because in any investor, if you have other company in portfolio, you can really align them with the other founders, co-founder, what they're working. So it is in both interests, because both are creating a market impact. So is very important for both of them. It's not that you invest and forget it. It is a continuous engagement.
Okay. So one common question, there is a thread among the many questions that we've received. How do I develop a good business idea? That's a question which many kids have asked, many of the youngsters have asked. Do you have any thoughts on that?
So there is some of the template you can get it is available online, but I would suggest that a business model is an evolving process. Don't get hung up with the you will have everything perfect and then you will start. So and there is nothing called right time. Like you may have all heard one good management saying that right time, right person, right thing, a lot of rights. In reality, in life, we don't know all these rights will happen at the same time. So we don't know whether I'm the right person, or this is the right time, or this is the right place, or this is the right thing to do. So what I would say that use your gut feeling, see that whether you are ready to jump and you're committed to slightly longer, because it's not a one day saying, oh, I'm the entrepreneur and everyone should say me, oh, you're the entrepreneur, etc., etc. But it's a persistent effort one has to put for the longer time, and business model will evolve. Don't worry. Whatever looks right now very good, things are working, may not be the same situation after 3 months, 4 months. So it will keep evolving and keep changing. One more, the important thing that how we are open to listen the feedback from the other stakeholder, open to understand the business modality, and always open and ready to adjust the thing. That's a more better thought process to have rather than get stuck with the one business model, because things are very dynamic nowadays, and we have to keep evolving all the time. So I would only suggest that don't worry. If you have some basic idea and you have a confidence in yourself, and whoever you talk, they say, no, it's not going to work. And you say it's going to work. I would say it's a time to jump. Because you will never get a time where everyone will say, oh, it's a very excellent idea, boy or girl, you should go ahead. It will never happen. And India kind of place where we are always get a very, very critical feedback from parents to the whatever friend circle we have. And 10 people will always say that it's not the best thing to do it at this point of your life. But if you feel that that's the best thing at this point, and you have a really conviction that, okay, that's what I want to do right now at this point in my life, I would say don't wait for the perfect thing, perfect resources, just go for it, and it will evolve. We all learn during the process.
See, the other thing is, one thing that I noticed is that almost 78 to 80% of the startups are in two countries, China and US. You did mention briefly that location is a critical factor. And having said that, even within India, Bangalore is the startup hub. To some extent, your Gurugram and Noida. Even Bombay is not there in this list. I'm quite surprised. Bombay has only one unicorn. Ahmedabad has only one unicorn. Chennai is nowhere in the picture. So is location so critical? And especially why I'm asking this question is because if these cities have not cracked it, how do a youngster from Coimbatore is going to crack it?
You're right, but ecosystem matters a lot. because suppose if you're a tech entrepreneur and you need a lot of help for other people to kind of really decode the whole process. So it's important to have an ecosystem, but I would say that being in ecosystem always help. Like if someone is in, that's if not in India, even in a Western world, etc., people would like to be in that ecosystem. So they are experiencing a whole things, whatever ecosystem has to offer. But having all said that, Bangalore is not a built in a day. It, like if you go 20 years back, it was not a thriving ecosystem, or Hyderabad, Gurugram, Noida. Chennai is also I met a lot of entrepreneurs from Chennai. You have a very good ecosystem of investor, etc., etc. A lot of young people are working. Though Unicorn is a different kind of elite club to show, but I would say a lot of Jebras are also there. They are kind of going to be Unicorn someday. So, but Chennai also, you have a very good ecosystem. So most of the cities, they are evolving and getting better in that. Even Jaipur, I would say, I meet a lot of people where they are always nurturing to new idea, etc. So what I would say, they were not even China. If you say that they have such a nicely built up the whole process in different either you go Gonza or of course Beijing and etc. have Hong Kong etc. have, but different kind of places they have built the whole enabling ecosystem. So either you can wait for someone to come to Coimbatore and enlighten you, or you all can become the champion for the entrepreneurs and leaders and build that positive mind inside. And just, I would say it's very simple. Just go any colleges, engineering colleges or education places, have some event, okay, pitch your idea kind of thing. We have 3 people who are listening your idea, giving feedback, we can help anyway, club, etc., etc. So slowly you see that these kind of activity keep happening, and that's how the ecosystem get built up. So I would say that don't get disheartened and don't need to compare with the Bangalore, Hyderabad, or Silicon Valley. But Mumbai is also kind of course, it was a financial hub and building, but there are a lot of things are happening, and those places also, if you take that, they are saturated. So you have a place, Coimbatore and Hubli, these kind of places have new places in the entrepreneurial ecosystem. Because they got saturated, and a lot of people are kind of coming with similar ideas. So they continuously, everyone is looking for the new ideas and new way to connect the different entrepreneurial people. So you guys should all ready to kind of pitch that Coimbatore as a thriving ecosystem.
Okay. Another interesting question from a professor is how to build entrepreneurial ecosystem in the educational institutions. It's a corollary to what you were saying so far.
Yeah. So what I would say that education place is the best place, because if you see either in the West, like if you say that most of the innovation even in the Western world all happen in the education institution or research centers. The deep tech and innovations are coming. So what happened is same in India also. If you say ISC and IIT, etc., engineering college, you have a lot of resources which is kind of available to work on these new ideas. So education institutions are kind of a hotbed or have a capability to work on a lot of innovative things. And you don't need to worry whether it's get a fail or success, because it's a one thing which will lead to another thing. So I think education institution can really be the pioneering in the space where they should, I'm sure they have already, to have more open ideas, welcoming more crazy ideas, different way of looking the things, and kind of lending their experience and knowledge what they have it. Where in the business world, people are busy and it's very tough to take out the time, etc. Where the education institution can really lead the whole thought process. And of course, they need a help of entrepreneur, investor, and other people who can give the brutal feedback, what is going to work, not going to work. But I believe that education institution can play a huge role to kind of encouraging everyone to do mistakes, just don't worry, just do it. Try new idea. Try to see 10 different way of solving the same problem, and hopefully something can come up which is worth building the $1 billion company.
Another related question is, the question is actually...
But one thing is a marathon is not a sprint race. Building the ecosystem. So one should...
I understand. Yeah.
So you don't think that, okay, next 6 months we'll get a tons of entrepreneur. If we start today, I'm saying like I in Hooghly, if you say I started 2007, and now if you go cafe, people are talking ideas. So it's a longer haul. It's a longer work. We have to build it. Like people will have a lot of questions. What is innovation? Whether this is innovative or not innovative, whether this is innovation worth working on it or not. So those evolution is natural to have it, and we should encourage to as early as start that process.
Wonderful. So the new education talks about teaching innovation, critical thinking, right from class 8. Let's hope things would turn out to be better. A related question was, is MBA necessary? I would turn that into, is education critical in starting or rather launching a startup? Is it relevant?
A lot of debate and discussion happen. We don't want to go in controversy, but look, everything helps. But it's not necessary. Right. But I have seen that most of the new ideas, but again, I don't want to make it pattern, but the engineering colleges and engineering background people have a much higher kind of turnout in setting up the new idea. But we shouldn't get biased, because if you see that Mindtree, Bakchi was a BCom guy working with all the Subrata Bakshi, I'm sure you must have all known it.
Yeah.
He's a BCom non-engineering guy, but he was a co-founding team, set up the Mindtree. So, but the engineers have a better sense of product, services, design, new ideas, some working. And nowadays, the buzzword is AI, machine learning, all sort of thing. So those buzz, they best fit it. But I'm sure management people have also a very good scope in the whole value chain. So I would say, and a lot of people, I have very limited background of formal education, but they have also kind of doing wonderful businesses. So I wouldn't get biased by the education. If education better, because you can communicate better, you can understand the things in a better manner. Those are important, but not necessary.
Since you mentioned Subrata Bakshi, I want to send a message to the youngsters here. Please read the book, Go Kiss the World.
The world, yeah.
That's the message that his mother gave him when she was in her deathbed. She encouraged him to move out of a small village somewhere near Kolkata, and he moved out after that.
Odisha.
So Go Kiss the World is the book. Please do read. It will inspire you like anything. Yeah. Let me go with the questions that have come. There are lots of questions which have come in. I have a great idea that has no competition, and everybody thinks so. How can I protect it so that others don't steal it from me? Is the question.
So I have 3 points to mention in that. Like, if you're not, if ideas are idea, and it has a very less value unless until you execute it. So I typically say that in all 1:100 numbers, idea is only 10%. 90% is execution. And don't get too much hung up on the idea. If you can execute it, then you have materialized your 10% into the 100%. So that's the one philosophical answer. The second to answer from business perspective, that of course you have an IPR trademark route where you can patent it and put the trademark. And also several times in technology also you can get a lot of safeguard through business secrets. You can write the code, which is very hard to kind of crack it. So in the business, you can also can do it. Either you can have a trade secret, which is you don't need to register IPR or trademark, intellectual property or trademark. But if you think that you can't have a business secret, then you should go, if it is a totally necessary, which is a lot of tech company, you just go file your intellectual property. and also trademark. But most of the time say that unless until you get executed, it is, I don't worry about too much about someone will steal, because at the end of the day, you need someone who has a similar kind of passion to work on that idea. And if that person can make it happen, that which is more tougher and difficult part of it, I would say don't worry about someone is stealing. Don't keep all the secret to your chest.
Sir, you're on mute, sir. Sir, you're on mute.
Sorry. What are the skills one should possess to become an entrepreneur? How long does it take for the one to bring into startup the business? Which is the one thing that stands as an obstacle to become an entrepreneur, and how to overcome it, sir? So all three questions are interrelated.
Yeah, like as far as like entrepreneurship skill is concerned, I always take that having an entrepreneurial mindset is very critical. And of course, if you're tech, then you should know your technology, what you're building. But for entrepreneur, it's very, very important to have sales skills, because you have to always sell either your idea or vision or your kind of thought process. You always have to be a good communicator. It is very, very important. The second thing, I believe that entrepreneur, if they want to make it big, they would like to build a team, the right team with whom they can work together. And because it's alone, this is a very lonely journey for any entrepreneur. So, and it's a very discouraging because every day up and downs, etc. So it's always good to have a like-minded people they can share your same energy. So how you can work with those same peer level people. And of course, you don't like, is always I say in the co-founding, if all say yes to everything, then only one is useful. If they say no to everything, then all are useless. So sometimes you say yes, sometimes no. So you have to figure out. You don't need to please anyone. So it's a very subtle balance of yes and no. If all our founders are saying yes, then you only need a one person, rest are useless. If all are saying no, then all are useless in time. So you have to understand that how they can be true to themselves and also kind of open to the founding team. They don't need to always say that everything is good and they are scared of telling truth to each other. So how you can build that team, which is kind of straight, they kind of communicate to each other. And third thing is very, very critical to raise money. So you should be always open of asking help, seeking help, and raising money. It is very critical because I've seen in a life people who are hesitant to raise money, they get, even after initial success, they get stuck to somewhere. And those CEOs who think that first I will build the company and I will hire the salesperson and it will be done. It never happened because it's your product, it's your baby. If you can't sell it, no one else can sell it. Let me tell you. So so initial 50, 100, whatever is critical number for a business, you have to do that sales job. And so I find it, of course, in addition to your technological skill, if it is a tech company, you need these important aspects. How long it take? It's always take longer than what you expect. It always take more resources what you expect. So it's a long haul. Don't think that is I always say is a marathon. If you are really brought up to the idea, then only you go for it. If you think that next 3 months is like an internship, I will do something, then don't jump it. If you're really passionate about it and you're really see that that's the important thing in my life, then you go for it.
That leads me another question, interesting question. Since you spoke about the co-founders, the question is, how should equity be divided among co-founders?
That's a very interesting thing, and there is a lot of promotion, etc. It's not average ones. It's not like if you're 3 co-founder go 34, 30, 30, 33, 33. It doesn't work like that. There always will be some dynamics in the process, and the people who are good to kind of express themselves based on their experience, contributions, who is bringing what. There are a lot of like I seen several the co-founders. Some have a minority shareholder, someone has a majority, equal also. So there's no science and maths involved. It's just that who are the people involved in it, they have to sit and divide it based on their responsibility, opportunity cost, what they are leaving behind, how much resources and time, etc. they are committing. And several times as a tech enterprise who know the real core technology and science part of it. If someone CTO, several times CEO is the sales marketing guy, but the CTO is the key. You will see several company CTO has a maximum shareholding than the CEOs.
So we'll take two more questions and then wind up, Naveen, if that's okay with you.
Sure.
So one question is, it's very relevant to a post-pandemic world. Is there a way to get started healthcare startup now? What kind of an idea should we work on? I know you're not a doctor, but do you have an answer for that?
Oh yeah, this is the best time in India, and we are seeing a new surge of healthcare ideas, whether it's in kind of nutritional food or preparing some tech kind of device which can help you to see your vital, etc. So all of the sudden, the health sector got a huge, especially in this COVID situation, education technology and health technology got a huge emphasis. And if you I'm sure you must be kind of seeing last 2-3 months, heavy investment has been done in the education technology and the health related aspect. So because of this COVID, it has really exposed our health infrastructure and what are the different innovation can be done in health. So I think that another 1 year, 6 months, we'll see the good number of people coming in the health domain. Health doesn't mean that you have to only set up the hospital and infrastructure. There are a lot of different technology, either wellness, food, technical equipment, etc. People are working on it. And also this COVID has also given a huge leverage. It's same like demonetization has given the online payments. Education technology is thriving like anything right now. So these two sectors are got unduly benefited because of this pandemic situation.
One final question. Where should I incorporate my startup?
India is free country. Anywhere you can do it. Different format. If you are still seeing it like a company law is uniform all over India, you can do the business. So it doesn't matter anywhere you can register. You can register in Tamil Nadu. You can do in business in Karnataka. It's a center law. But having all said that, you see that what stage of the business you are. If it makes sense to try as a proprietorship, please do don't go in because company law is very complex and a lot of compliance you have to follow. And in the beginning, you really want to focus on your business. So I would say the proprietorship, partnership, or limited liability LLPs are the best format right now for the startup. If you don't want to go in a more complex way of registering the private limited, follow these small formats where there's a very less compliance. You can totally dedicate your time and energy to your business instead of kind of circling to the office to the CA and CS. But nowadays, a lot of CA and CS are very generous in supporting entrepreneurs in setting up all these things. But I would say in the beginning, when your business model is still evolving, proprietorship or partnership or limited liability formats are very good to do it. In very small amount of money, you can form it.
Thank you, Naveen. That was a wonderful exposition of all that is related to a startup. What I would do is after the meeting formally concludes, probably we can, if you have time, we can continue the conversation. I'll take all your answers and then put it on YouTube so that anyone can. That's the big advantage of technology these days.
Yeah.
You have so much to share. I don't want to let you go in a hurry. So we'll continue the conversation after the meeting formally concludes. Over to you, Harita. You can continue meetings.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. That was indeed an amazing session. They say an idea can change the world, or what an idea. And today I'm sitting here with a lot of ideas rambling my mind, and I'm re-evaluating my life choices right now. And I'm thinking if I should go right from the duck analogy to introducing me to a book called Go Kiss the World. You have kindled my curiosity, and right now I'm thinking that is curiosity really the mother of all invention, and I really, if I should go do something. Thank you for that session, sir. Now with that being said, I invite our eminent district coordinator, Rotarian Pamela Suresh, to finish.
Thank you very much, Harita.
Thank you, ma'am.
I'm just trying to switch on the video. Yeah, thank you so much, and would like to appreciate Rotary Club of Satellite and our zonal chairman, Rotarian Mohan Narayan sir, for this thinking through this excellent session, particularly because at home or among working with youngsters, we do come across very frequently their ideas to start off this startup. But they do have a lot of conflict among themselves because they are programmed in an education system where asking is a wrong value. Also working in synergy also is a wrong value. Particularly, if they have to ask in the classroom even for a pen or some notes, then it is considered wrong. So it's very conflicting, but you did explain that, that entrepreneur journey is not just courage to step out, but a whole lot of skills that they need to fight and come out with. But you put it across in a very, very inspiring manner, Mr. Naveen Jha. It was, absolute patience, total knowledge, and a very compassionate tone, and totally inspiring. So I would like to thank Rotarian Simon and Rotarian Mohan sir for this excellent session. Also, Mr. Naveen, and yes, you are a total pool of resources. So we will connect from time to time to understand many things from you. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I now invite our distinguished Assistant Governor, Rotarian Padma Kumar, to felicitate.
Yeah, good evening, friends. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, friends. Let me thank Rotarian President Simon for giving this opportunity of hearing this wonderful speech and having a wonderful evening with Mr. Naveen. And I'm sure the full credit goes to our Mohan Narayan, who is the vibrant zonal coordinator for training sessions. And it's really interesting that he's having a plan to go for totally 40 such sessions. Congratulations, Mohan. You will take this particular project really in a zooming way. That is what I can say. The Rotary District is going to get too much of enrichment. And coming to the speech or session by Naveen, it was really interesting. For a starter to start a startup, I think you have given the clear idea how to, where to, and what are the challenges and how to face it. Wonderful, Naveen. Congratulations to you. Yeah. And the participants were also giving really interesting questions, and the questions were onto the subject also. And the apt replies given by Naveen is another interesting session, making the session totally interesting. Congratulations once again to all the team Satellite. Please take our take the best wishes from the District 3201 also. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I now invite Rotarian Shivakumar to summarize the key takeaways of the meeting.
Good evening to all. This pandemic actually has put us in a different situation, and now every establishment looks like a startup. A heartfelt thanks to Mr. Naveen Jha for this interesting and informative session. This was the need of the hour. In the world where many people are losing their jobs and lifestyle, not just the students and freshers, even majority of the general entrepreneurs itself are looking for a new door. And your words have given us the confidence needed. And just to summarize what you said, we've always vowed at metros and Western countries. But the fact is, tier 2s and tier 3 cities are to take the major role in today's environment. And talking globally, India has a huge platform to showcase its potential. So it is a big plus for us, and it is a surprise plus for us. Let us take it. Ecosystems and locations are the major factors. We need to explore it, use it to the full potential. The entrepreneurs you have to keep on learning from one's geography. It keeps changing dynamic. It is very dynamic, and the changes are very constant. So you have to be very open to all informations and intels. The next is something what I liked the most. Do not wait for the perfect day. Every day is a perfect day. Be ready for all factors. Learn and progress step by step. Business is a marathon. Start and keep progressing. Well said, sir. And on the optimistic tone, failure is a stepping stone always, as everyone says. It actually pushes you to the bigger success. There is always financial fears of first gear in business, how to start. But all these fears have to be set apart. The truth fact is, today is the best day. Today we are having so many new government subsidies. The clients are more tolerant today. Many new support systems are getting formed. Business models evolving. Everyone are welcoming new experiments. So actually today is the best day. On resources, a very key note on resources, begin with your own source, or at least believe in an angel investor who believes in your idea. But if you are totally clear on your concept and you have checked all your factors, bank loans will give you full ownership. And I think it stays in the longer run. And we need to be informed. Investors are also chasing good ideas. It is the other way around also. So use proper forums to showcase your concept and start as early as possible before copies pop out. And on the final note, thank you, Mr. Navinja, for changing a lazy Sunday into a startup Sunday. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Gratitude is the noblest of all virtues. I now invite Rotarian Sachin Bhimani, Secretary, Rotary Club of Coimbatore Satellite, to propose the vote of thanks.
A very good evening to all. Am I audible, I suppose? Yeah. Thank you, Mohan. On the set, let me first thank my President, Simon, for giving me this opportunity. Let me correct the MC that I am not the Secretary. I'm the Vice President today. My Secretary is not in town. So I have just taken his place. And also I'm the past President of Rotary Satellite. And again, I would like to thank my President, Simon, for giving me this opportunity to propose the vote of thanks for this very enlightening webinar, which has been conducted for the first time by Satellite. And I would like to thank our speaker of the day, Mr. Naveen Jha, who has opened up a Pandora's box of thought. And it is like having a startup on everybody's mindset today, like my Rotarian Shiva Kumar, who had also given up the summary that a lot of young entrepreneurs are there in the field, and you have to start up with the correct time. So it is better today than waiting for tomorrow. And I wish that everybody comes up with some with their thoughts maturing, and they have a good startup with the help of Mr. Naveen, who has given up this thought. And of course, he is always reachable, and we will definitely contact you, Mr. Naveen, for any of our help through our club, through Rotary Club of Coimbatore Satellite, which has helped several people in several ways, but we will also take up this as a project. So I once again thank our event zonal chair, Rotarian Mohan, who has motivated us in holding this webinar for us. I also thank our Assistant Governor Padma Kumar and district chair of career guidance, Pamela Suresh, who had also given a good thought as to what to go about. I also thank my Rotarian Shivakumar for summarizing the whole show, and I wish and the whole episode was is a grand success for everyone, and those who have not been able to participate, it is their loss by not doing. Of course, like what Mr. Mohan said, he's going to put it on the website, and you want to go to put it on that, I think, YouTube channel, if I'm right, Mr. Mohan.
Yes.
So people can have a chance of going through that once again. I would also like to thank the Master of Ceremony, Harita, who has done a wonderful job and been presenting the whole webinar. And I wish everybody a very grand success, and wish them a good and healthy and safe stay in this period of pandemic. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Sachin. It's not appropriate, but I would like to say that we've been talking about angels, and Harita has been the angel with us today. So she's done a job at short notice. And thank you, Harita. You did a fabulous job. God bless you. So maybe
thank you so much, sir.
Whoever wishes to stay on, you are most welcome to stay on, because Ms. Naveen has agreed to continue the conversation. The others who are in a hurry to leave, you may continue, you may leave, please. But we'll continue the conversation.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Mr. Naveen, are you taking questions now?
Yeah.
Okay. No, because this is not in the question box, which was already given to Mr. Mohan. So I would just like to ask you off or myself right across the face-to-face talk. Like, I have, we have received, we have in fact have a lot of young people who want to start an entrepreneurship thing, but is it necessary that it has to be tech related so that it reaches to the whole thing? You can't a small business idea or any other way of business model work as a startup?
Not necessarily with the tech. Tech is only that you can scale it up by using technology. Your scale become interesting. Otherwise, if everything is happening through the manual processes or some processes, scaling is tough. So technology is a means to scale. Anything which will scale, which will have a higher volume, So that's why people have a biases towards tech, but it not necessarily with the technology business. I can say the two of the idea I'm right now currently involved. One is working on how they can substitute the leather products and create a animal cruelty free. So I like the purpose, and I got associated. One another idea is working. They would like to kind of build the artwork and how they can have an artwork and can sell to the outside India. Of course, there is technology involved in it, but technology not the primary reason to do it. Third company is kind of working together. They develop the technology product for the tough situation. Like, for example, our soldiers are working in the Ladakh, and they live in extreme cold situations. So how they can develop the suits or different wearables, so they will have a warm experience. Like under the avalanche, if they are stuck for 3 days, 4 days, how they can survive. So those are like a different tech kind of thing. But I would say the tech is a one thing, but not necessarily it should be tech.
Thank you.
But technology only help you to scale.
Yeah.
It's easier to understand also.
Absolutely.
But there is no age for. I think you should also look to start some business. So there's no right age and wrong age to start the business. It's not only for the young age. As I mentioned, the recent IPO of Happy Mind. 70, Suta has done a wonderful job.
77 to be.
Yeah, 77, yeah. 70 plus, yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's a great achievement.
Yeah.
Another question, Naveen, from an aspiring founder of a startup, which is interestingly trying to teach design thinking through creativity, through art, to be more specific. His question is, while building a brand, it is very difficult to have a skilled resource even if you pay good pay. Having trainees takes a lot of time and effort and quality gaps. Is there any workaround strategy?
So look, these are the trade-off. You don't have a resource, so you go for the young talent, which is don't have a experience, and then you have to get involved and correct all the time. Or if you have a resource, go for the established talent. They can help you. But in between, there's a way also. There are a lot of incubation centers also offer these kind of services, and you can also kind of take the services which is almost free available in those incubation center, and they can give you those kind of branding, collateral guidance, how to do, or sometimes they can also do for you. Or if you're lucky in the same incubation, if you get some startup who is focusing on that, they can be your client also, and they will put more energy and more better job. So, you have to navigate.
All right. So another question is, what resources should I have to get started?
Look, sometimes you can start with 100 rupees also. You see those breaking news headlines. Oh, the person started 100 rupees, make 100 crore, whatever it is. But I think it all depends on the idea, what idea you are working on, and how much resource you need to start. And I earlier also said that you can put your own money, and several people who trust you. They may not trust the idea, because angels always trust the people. Because they have no means of understanding what is the nitty-gritty of idea, and several times at the angel level, ideas are still evolving. But they trust the people, and they say, no, the person is committed, and I'm sure something will happen. So they just put some money. So the initial angel money is always typically 5 lakh to 10 lakh kind of bandwidth is a good sweet spot to start. If I have to put the number.
Although you've answered, I'm asking this question for the benefit of the person who might be waiting to know. What age is the best age to start?
Oh, there's no best age. The day you are getting goosebump, just start it. And I told you, there's no upper limit, there's no lower limit. And everyone is learning. And it's not that entrepreneurs won't make mistake. We all make mistake, and we all kind of keep correcting in the process and learning from our mistake, and we keep changing it. So there's no age, nothing age. But if you want to take some science pattern, the based on the research, people have seen that between 30 to 45 age, there's a highly likelihood of building the successful business, because they have got some experience, so they will not do some foolish mistakes. And so based on the data, 30 to 45 considered to be the best age to start. But having seen the wide landscape of the startup, there's no age. You can start any day.
Next question is, how to sustain startups despite the varying situations in terms of creativity or productivity?
Look, creativity is oversold in the startup world. And what I would say that we need a persistent effort to kind of achieve little thing every day. Of course, you should have a bigger vision and goal. Those people who have a persistent effort, they have made a huge businesses later. So it's more, of course, nowadays everyone wants to be disruptive innovator and all sort of thing. But even if you don't believe in those thought process, what I would say that if you're excited, if you get up every day in the morning and you're excited to go for your startup, and you believe that I can make a difference, and by the evening you will be a lot of doubts and problems, etc. But the next day you're again excited to solve the problem. I think you are at good track.
How difficult is it to get funding?
It is difficult. Needless to say that is not easy. It's difficult because someone is giving you hard-earned money, and it's always riskier to put someone bet on it. So it is tough. But having all said that, India now has got like Hubli kind of place. We also have around a network of 50, 60 people who are kind of right now doing the most risky angel funding. So I'm sure Coimbatore, there may be a lot of people, or I can help you out to set up an angel where they can keep some disposable income to invest on these ideas. And like out of 10, 1 and 2 can be jackpot. Rest assured, 7 will be God knows what will happen. So, but these kind of investments are now available. If you go 10 year, 15 year back, we don't have such kind of thing. You have to rely your family, or you're putting some collateral, etc., etc. But now we are in a better situation, and I'm sure the way time is going, things will be better further. So it's getting better, but it's always tough.
What are the biggest mistakes made by the startup founders?
So, we do everyday mistakes. some if some is blown, it is become a biggest mistake. But having all said all these things, like basically what I perceive that biggest mistakes are the day you lose the hope that this can be built up. That day is a tough day for you. Or you kind of co-founding team, you find someone is kind of have done something which is not appropriate. And also I've seen that several of the founder, etc., they are not so much open for feedback. And also two kind of founders, either they delegate everything, they become a boss, or they don't delegate. So I believe the sweet spot in between, not like a delegate everything and then you become a boss and do whatever, then again startup won't work. Or you don't delegate everything, you keep to yourself, and for everything someone has to check the founders. Those are the biggest mistake they do. They should understand where is the in-between space where because every time you have to walk the talk. It's not that you give the big lecture to the team and then they go to sell the product. It never happened. So you have to be with the team. You have to show them the way. You're always with them to make things happen. So people who are not open for feedback, unable to understand how to navigate the process, and also very tricky, don't understand the tricky balance of delegating and not delegating thing. I think these are some of the mistake early on people do it. It's not a rocket science. So I think China, Brazil, all the places mass entrepreneurship happen. And India also, we are seeing the wave after wave of the entrepreneurship is happening. So now many feedbacks are available. One can have a mentors who can help them to kind of these personality related issues, business model related issues. They can get a lot of open suggestions.
Another interesting question is, how do financially diverse people found a good startup? Probably what he means is somebody has an idea, somebody does not have the money, somebody has the money. So how do they all come together to launch a startup is probably the question.
No, I think they should keep looking for the places where these kind of people, people find their peer. So you find the places where this kind of conversation is happening. Like, for example, I was in Oxford University late last year. So kind of finding there's a center called Oxford Innovation. There's called Oxford Foundries. There are Oxford Idea Factories. So these are the places you will get a like-minded people. So one who is interested in these kind of thing, they should kind of explore those places. I'm sure Coimbatore or Chennai or some other places, they will get a like-minded people where they can join hand. And you rightly said, I think that's the best scenario when someone has a tech understanding, someone has a sales understanding, someone has a resource understanding. If they all come together, that's a very powerful. I think that's the real secret of setting up a successful startup. If you have a very diverse background of people coming together and bringing their whole strength to the company, and in the beginning you will all get a free of course all this strength. So it's a very critical. I always believe that if someone is starting alone, it's a very lonely journey. It's always good to have a 2-3 co-founder. If it is a more than co-founder, then it's too many people to manage. But 2-3 is a good co-founder sweet spot to start anything.
Another interesting question from a homemaker. She's asking how to make business using the present technology by homemakers like me.
I think this COVID and technology in particular has really changed the whole perspective. So even if you are sitting in the home, it doesn't mean that you cannot pitch to the any, like for example, right now, if typically you would have done face-to-face such meetings. But right now we are clearly meeting and kind of interacting and sharing the ideas and hopefully some worth listening stuff. So right now, I think it doesn't matter if they are passionate about any particular thing. I would say just they go for it. They figure out the business model, talk to the like-minded people. If some more people would like to join or someone can mentor them, help them. I think they just follow the similar path of us seeking help, working together. And first thing, any homemaker, they have to first sell their idea to their own family. And if they got convinced, first victory, second victory, third victory, they should start it. And I'm sure everyone will come to their help. But I think now there's no longer these kind of, I see a lot of successful women are running their businesses and enterprises remotely, and a lot of support system they are getting from the family and other places. So I would say this is the best time to just go for it. You have your own choice of what kind of enterprise you would like to work. And as a society, we shouldn't put any judgment and value thought process to that. All ideas are good ideas, and we should appreciate all kind of, because you never know what is going to surprise us in the future. Several of things, like I always say that in our society, you will get many people do discourage you than they encourage, but doesn't matter. If you're committed, just go for it. And you will learn during the process. Only the market is the biggest feedback giver. If market kind of knock you off, then you shut it off. Otherwise, just to keep running it. You believe in yourself and go for it.
The next question is how to make a pitch.
How to make
a pitch, elevator pitch, a pitch to the investors.
So there are a lot of science and processes are there.
There is a corollary to that. I'll complete the question, please.
Please.
How to make a pitch and how to do the spade work before making a pitch.
So there are a lot of free templates are available. Even Ratan Tata has also put his template of preparing business plan. Sequoia, you can get a good business plan. Each incubation center will have some kind of, if you need, I have also 7-8 different template I can give, that's not an issue. But the more important thing, people find the passion of the person. And when you're pitching, I always see that, of course, idea get a center stage, but also entrepreneur passion and the reason why they are working on that idea is also carry a lot weight. So how we can articulate and tell our story, a real story, don't fake. A lot of people are nowadays making up some stories. So I would say don't go that direction. If you have a real story, it's fine. If you don't have this, I don't know, we just want to excited about this to do it. So I would suggest that just tell your own story. Don't need to copy paste anyone, and follow all templates are good. And a couple of round of practice, you will get the tongue cleaned. So don't worry, it's just a practice. Running a business is a lot more harder than telling the business. So focus on the running the business, and I'm sure you will have your own story to share with the world.
Why is it important to do a monthly cash flow analysis?
Oh, it's a critical, it's a lifeline. If you're not doing it, you don't know when you're gone. I even say monthly is too big nowadays. They do weekly, and always keep an eye on the cash flow. And even if you're making loss, but if you have a positive cash flow, cash is the king. Is a very the traditional thought process, but those businesses has. Kind of understand and learn that aspect, they know how to run the business. And a lot of Marwadis and they are very good in understanding that thought process. Cash is king in all the business. And I would say it is same like the head of the state always has to first meeting is the defense. So for the entrepreneur, cash is the first meeting. They should know what is it and how it can be regular. Like if you see the 2008 Lehman Brothers, when the chaos happened, the organization who were not, even if they were making loss, but they most of them got burst because of the cash issues. So I would say the cash is the one of the indicator, cash flow is the one of the indicator of robustness of the business. So just very tightly have that and keep some reserve for the bad time.
What are the problems that will crop up in the initial stages of startups and how to overcome them?
Like I earlier said also, you will always will have a lot of self-doubt, and everyone will help you to create a further that self-doubt bigger. So that's your own inner being level kind of dynamics. So I would suggest that you need to believe in your ideas and just go for it. That I always believe that you will get a lot of self-doubt. And also in the beginning, when the people join you, they have a certain ideas or certain romanticism in their mind. But when things get slightly tougher, those romanticism get over. So those also kind of people will start dropping down. But it's up to you how you hold the your whole thing, your whole fork, and just keep creating positive environment, keep building positive news day by day. It's not like you have to give monthly bulletin. Every day you have to make everything like a positive and start every day like a new slate. But those are fun days. If you, any startup, initial days are really fun, where you really don't know how it will be next day, but you are ready to kind of move on. I think it's the best experience one can have.
Thank you, Naveen. That was wonderful. In fact, you opened many eyes. I'm sure many of the youngsters who are part of this, who have been nurturing dreams, they were all in the YouTube. So I'm sure they will come back to see all your answers. There are many questions raised by them only. So we would put it on the YouTube. We would also take smaller snippets, because this attention span of these youngsters is pretty short. It's not like us. So we'll probably edit to make it smaller snippets and then put it on the YouTube and take it to as many youngsters as possible. And thank you so much.
Thank you, Mohan.
It's a real pleasure having you, and we look forward to troubling you more often.
Sure. No, anything I can help you to build. I'm sure you may already have a very good ecosystem in Coimbatore, but anything I can be helpful from here or someday at Coimbatore, more than happy to connect and do my little bit, whatever I can do.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Simon, for the opportunity to be part of your club's meeting today. And thank you, Sachin.
Thank you, Mohan sir. Thank you, Mohan sir.
And thank you, Rotarian Henry, for being there throughout, even while doing your shopping. Thank you so much. And thank you, everyone. That was wonderful. Thank you, Naveen. I'll call you after this.